Okay, right now we want to take the opportunity to bring in here for just a moment. You saw the World Heavyweight title between Paul Ellering challenging Billy Robinson, the World Heavyweight champ. An event I think of note is the fact, and obviously you're looking at the big muscle man, Paul Ellering has what he has been looking for, and that is a return Southern heavyweight shot. He with manager Jimmy Hart out here. And Paul and Jimmy, I wanted to get you out here. I will get all the comments that you have to say. I know that it was an unusual event, and I'll get all the things that you have to say about this return Southern heavyweight title match. But first, if you will, just stand here and listen with me to the comments of superstar Bill Dundee, who is the champion, the Southern heavyweight champ. Bill had these comments to make regarding the Southern heavyweight title match coming up with Paul Ellering.
Bill, the title match has been signed. I know all the requirements must met with your satisfaction because you signed the contract. I know that you wanted Ellering to put his hair on the line. He didn't do this, and I'd just like to ask you what brought about the changes where you decided to give Ellering the title match.
Well, Ed, Paul Ellering's been going around town. He's been going all, every place he goes, he says, Bill Dundee's a 7-day wonder. He said, Bill Dundee couldn't beat me 2 times in a row and everything. And I guess he's saying it loud enough and long enough that people are starting to come up to me and say, Bill, are you scared of Ellering? Do you think you can beat him 2 times in a row? And I guess that's the reason I signed it, Ed. He's just going around saying that, you know, next time he wrestles me, he's going to beat me, and I just don't think he can.
Well, Bill, you know, Paul Ellering had the belt quite a while. He was a tough champion. In all of his press statements and press releases and his interviews, he made the statement that his face has never been busted open by a wrestler, and that it's not going to happen. He's the tough, and the men can't get to him. And we just want to ask you, how's your feeling on that?
Well, the facts speak for themselves. It's true, he hasn't. He's never had his eye busted. He's never had his nose broke. He hasn't had nothing like that happen to him. But just let me refresh your memory. I'll take you back a couple of years. There was a boxer by the name of Muhammad Ali. He used to go around saying, I'm the prettiest, I'm the greatest, I'm the best. Nobody can mark my face. Nobody can do nothing. Then along came Ken Norton and broke his jaw. So I think the facts speak for themselves. If you get the right punch, it'll do the damage, brother. I'm going to try to do.
Well, Bill, when we got together and signed the contract, Ellering made a lot of brags, and we know that Ellering seemed like he's come to his heyday in the last few weeks. He gave Bill Robinson the toughest match I've seen Billy have since he was a champion. He made a lot of brags at the signing, and me, myself, I just hope they don't come true.
Well, that's true, Ed. I stood and I watched that match, and Paul Ellering did give Billy Robinson a tough match. Now, you can't take nothing off him, and Robinson's a great champion. But Paul Ellering, well, see, to win the championship match, there's one thing you got to do. You got to pin the guy in the mat. 1, 2, 3. When you're the champion, there's a lot of ways you can keep it. Now, all I can say to Paul Ellering is he's not going to take the belt.
Well, I hope that the honesty will rub off on the 2 gentlemen that I am standing here with. Dundee was honest enough to say, okay.
I'll be honest, Lance Muscle. I'll be honest, and I got some bad news for all my lady friends out there, Lance Russell. I've been in love, girls. I've been in love for a long time. Ask me how long, Lance Muscle.
How long, Paul?
Ever since I saw my reflection in my baby bathwater. You know, Lance Muscle, if I could find somebody who loves me as much as I love myself, I would marry that lady on the spot.
Yeah, well, that's very impressive, Paul. Very impressive. I think that you know that Bill Dundee is one of these guys who just doesn't give up. He beat you for the title. Now, however you want to look at it, Bill Dundee is the Southern heavyweight champ, and he's man enough to come back and defend it against you.
You know what Bill Dundee did after he stole the belt? He went on a safari, Lance Russell. He went to Africa to beg a lion. And when he saw that lion, Lance Muscle, he begged and he begged and he begged for the lion to please go away. Look what I got here, Lance Russell. Look at this here. Look, fans, this is a Mr. Bill doll. That's right. That's what I got here. I got a Mr. Bill Dundee. What do you think of that, Lance Muscle?
Whatever you say.
Now, this little this Mr. Bill Dundee can talk. And do you know what he says? Let's ask Mr. Bill what he has to say to Mr. Paul. Let's ask Mr. Bill. Well, Mr. Bill, how do you feel since you've become the champion? Well, I feel real bad, Lance Russell. I feel real bad, Lance Russell, because I stole the belt. I stole the belt from Paul Ellering. There you got it, Lance Muscle, right from Mr. Bill's mouth. He stole the belt. Now, Mr. Bill, who is your hero? Well, Mr. Paul, you're my hero. You're so big and I'm so small. I wish I was as big as you, Mr. Paul. Mr. Bill, do you know what you're saying? Oh, yes, I do, Mr. Paul. You're my hero. I love you. I wish I was just like you, Mr. Paul. Well, Mr. Bill, do you know what I'm going to do to you in our wrestling match? No, Mr. Paul, please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. No, Mr. Paul, don't take my leg. No, no, no. No, Mr. Paul, no, my arm don't go that way. Don't twist my arm that way. Look at Mr. Bill now. He don't have an arm and he don't have a leg. What do you say now, Mr. Bill? No, no, Mr. Paul. Don't body slam me, Mr. Paul. No, no, no. Ah! Ah! Dundee, you don't mean nothing to me, Dundee. All I want is you. The belt is immaterial. All I want is you.
Paul Ellering, a little carried away with himself in discussing the heavyweight title, but it'll be a scrap. You can bet on that. You know Dundee well enough to know that he's not going to give it up. I'll give the credit to the big muscle man and his ability. He certainly has proven that. It'll be quite a bout when they get together. Dundee's agreed to it. Paul Ellering is waiting to take it. We're going to take our time out and be back with more wrestling action coming up on Championship Wrestling in just one moment.